In this video, I'm going to show you how to set out and install your own mosaic Victorian style floor tiles. It's very important that you do a dry run of these. Start off by mixing your floor adhesive in a bucket, some clean cold water, use an electric drill and a paddle. This way you'll get a nice smooth consistency that looks like this. Start to spread that out with the flat edge of the trowel, then comb that through with the notched edge. I'm using a 6mm notched edge trowel. Start to lay out the borders, straighten them up as you go with the straight edge. Once they're in place, start to lay the internal tiles, gently pressing them down as you go, only committing to one row at a time. So I'm just setting my last corner tile now on here and using my damp sponge again, wiping off any excess adhesive that's on there. So that's all the tiles now fitted and fixed into position for my hallway. If you're looking for more 60-second tips, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. DIY. This is how you install cement boards on a wooden floor in preparation for floor tiles. Start by sweeping all the debris off the floor. Screw down any loose floorboards. Then mark across the floorboards where the beams are below. Start to cut your cement boards. Place these into position, doing a dry run to start with. Cut any awkward pieces. Once you've completed that and you're happy they fit, mix up your tile adhesive. I'm using a flexible floor tile adhesive. Spread this out with a trowel and then comb it through. Place your cement board on top, a gentle tap, and then screw it down through the floorboards into the joist below. Once you've completed the area, give the joints a quick mop over and then fill them with more flexible tile adhesive, applying your scrimp tape to reinforce the joints. For more videos, check out the YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. DIY. I'm going to show you how to prepare your stud walls with a cement board so it's ready for tiling. Use a scraper to prepare the walls and remove any old debris. Using a stud detector, you can locate the beams behind the plasterwork. Mark where each position is, place your board on, then you can screw through the plasterboard into the beam behind. Mark up where any pipework is. Cut this out and break it away. Place the boards around the pipes and screw firmly through the plasterboard into the stud. Continue this, staggering the joints, creating a brickwork effect, screwing right through into the beams. Once this is complete, you can mix up some flexible tile adhesive. Spread this in between all of the joints and then apply some scrimp tape over for reinforcement. Smooth this off and fill in around the edges. To see the full video, subscribe to the YouTube channel Tile Mountain. This is how you set out and fix down floor tiles. Clear the floor off, mark out the centre of the room so you can work out where the tiles are going. It's always wise to do a dry run first, mix up your adhesive, use a paddle and a power drill. Don't forget your PPE. Start to spread the tile adhesive across the floor with the flat end of the trowel and then comb it through with the serrated edge. Lay your first tile down, making sure it's in the centre of your line and check that it's level. Place your levelling system clips underneath the first tile and bed your second in place. Push a wedge through the levelling clip, squeeze this together with the application tool. Once you've got a number of tiles down, keep checking it with your spirit level across the large area, making sure you've got it as flat as possible. Once the tile adhesive is dry, you can remove the base clips. Mix up some grout and spread this in using a grout and float. Buff this up, leave to dry, and then you can seal. For more 60-second tips, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. DIY. This is how you use a levelling system when laying floor tiles. Spread your adhesive and comb it down. Lay the tile into position. Check with the spirit level that the first tile is level. Then you can start positioning the base clips. 2 along one side and then offer the second tile butt up to it. Press this down onto the adhesive. Slide the wedges through the base clip. Then using the application tool, start to squeeze the wedge through the base clip. This will bring both tiles perfectly level. Now if you slide a wedge across the edge of your tile, you can see it butts up and hits the next one until you slide it between the clip. Squeeze it together with the application tool, give it a quick tap with your rubber mallet and then you can check the level to see if it's perfect. When you get through a number of tiles, keep checking with a long spirit level to see that they're all true. Once your adhesive is dry and you can walk on the tiles, you can then remove the clips. These will come out easy using a pair of pliers. For more 60-second tips, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. DIY. In this video, I'm going to show you how to cut floor tiles. Start by placing a tile directly on top, making sure it's flush with one of the tiles on the floor. Then put a second one over there, push it up to the back wall, take your marker pen and mark the tile below. Get your tile cutter, butt it tight up against the wall so it doesn't move. Slide in the tile that's been marked, making sure the marking points are at the centre of the tile cutter. Put the blade on top, press down the arm and push it forward. Once you've done that, lift the arm and press it down. It snaps the tile into 2 clean cuts. Place the cut edge against the wall and the manufactured edge against the existing tile and the base clips. If you're happy that they fit, spread your adhesive, bed them into place, let them dry and grout them. For more 60-second tips, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. DIY. I'm going to show you how to cut and plane down the bottom of your door if it's catching your floor. Start by finding your level. Place 2 tiles on the floor and butt them up to the bottom of the door. Take a pencil and strike a line across the top of the second tile. Remove the door by screwing the hinges out of the frame. Now you're going to need to cut the bottom of this off. So it's safe to get 2 workbenches, lay your door on top, then clamp it down both ends. Make your line a little bit more noticeable by drawing over it again. Then you can cut this off using a battery operated circular saw. If you haven't got one, just a hand saw will do. Then using a small orbital sander, you can sand the cut edges to remove any splinters. Refit the door, check that it covers over your 2 tiles. If you're happy with that, you can start to tile your floor. For more 60-second tips, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. DIY. I'm going to show you how to achieve an awkward cut from a floor tile around a door frame and an architrave. Start by placing your tile on, draw around it with the pen, cut it out with your scissors. Place the cardboard on top of the existing tile, checking that it's square. Then offer a tile up against the wall. Start to scribe and measure the shape around the architrave itself. Transfer this onto the cardboard, cut it out, check that it fits. If you're happy with that, mark that up onto your tile and start to cut using a 4-inch angle grinder and a diamond tip blade. If you've not used one of these before, we've got a full step-by-step video on how they're used on our YouTube channel. Now the cut is complete, check that it fits, spread down your tile adhesive and lay your tile. Once it's dry, grout your tiles, then you can use silicone sealant around the cut edge against the architrave. For more 60-second tips, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. DIY. In this 60-second tip, I'm going to show you how to seal porcelain tiles and then grout them. You can start by scraping and cleaning off any tile adhesive that may be on the surface of the tiles. Then you can add your pre-grout treatment. Pour it on, roll this across the surface of the tiles with a roller, a brush or a light handheld sprayer. Then you can mix your grout. Clean cold water, add the powder, give this a good stir up. Wear a dust mask and this is the consistency you're looking for. Then you can start to spread the adhesive in between all the joints, going from left to right, making sure there's no air pockets. Then scrape it off the surface. Once this is semi-dry, you can start to buff the tiles off using a wet sponge. Do this every 15 minutes over a couple of hours. Once the grout is completely dry the following day, then you can apply the sealer on it again, covering the grout. To see the full video, head over to Tile Mountain's YouTube channel. I'm going to show you how to clean outdoor patio slabs or tiles. Start by clearing off all the loose debris, dust and dirt off the top of the surface using a yard brush. I'm using black spot and algae remover from Tile Mountain. I'm pouring this into a plastic watering can. There's 5 litres in the tub and then spread it as even as you can across the surface. Now this would normally take about 2 hours to penetrate in and start to work. Now normally you'd leave this on for about 2 to 4 hours to penetrate in and then the work would start. I started to spread it around as even as possible using the yard brush, not quite scrubbing it, but just making sure that I'm covering the entire area. But within 15 minutes, the heavens opened and the rain started pouring down, so we had no option but to wash it off. And look at the result in just 30 minutes. If you're looking for more how-to videos, like and subscribe.